one guy, he went on a like a political tirade, I don't know, for Trump or against Trump, whatever. And he kept saying he's going to lose, L-O-O-S-E. He's going to lose, and the reason he's going to lose is because he's losing. So lose, 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 and then I wrote lose, L-O-S-E. And it's like, oh my God, thank you. And then but he went on his long tirade. Oh, all that for nothing. So, especially on the internet, you're quickly corrected. Am I going too long? There's a Braille font, so I got it. I don't know what it says. Isn't that stinky?
Nice.
The crops are happy to hear this is not politically correct. A little more loquacious. So, and then the women said, no, they're more creative than the men. Good fellas. Okay, Area 51 a good time. Alright, this is not for the young. I'll have one for Easter Island, but I have to share. I apologize. What would a cartoon be without Uranus?
Oh man.
Oh.
There's homage to the Simpsons. And I met Mr. Gallagher, Peter Gallagher, who draws Heathcliff. And then even he did a Uranus joke. That makes it okay. Okay, cows. I don't know whether, but there's a strong relationship, and I love it. The Zumba or okay, this one didn't do so well. People didn't understand it. Let's see if you get it. And a lot of I asked people, do you know what carrion is? No.
Carrion crawlers, bugs.
They didn't know? Yeah, or the carcass, like on the side of the road, right? That's I learned from National Geographic watching. I like the very beautiful. They're not the smartest. You always go on a different planet when you see two suns. Okay, now Halloween and the aliens. This is where most of my ideas come. That was a fun one to draw. Oh, here's a Christmas. Don't touch me, please. We're getting close. I'm Hungarian, yes. This is a newer one. So there's Kang and Jabba, Xenomorph and the Predator, and all of them fear the grave.
Oh, sure.
Be more sensitive. Oh my God, I do so many about crashing, and people would write in, wow, those guys really can't fly. How many ships have they gone through? My first car was a bug so you'd be scared if it was that big. Airbag went off. It's breathing out. I don't know if it's California, but New York, everybody has those tinted windows.
Yeah.
This was part of a contest. I came up with 10 captions, and that's the one that won. It's universal, I guess. See, he's got the little arms. They hit push-ups too, right? That's why I saw the t-shirt. All right, you guys don't, because you don't have snow, but you know where I'm from. As soon as the first snow comes, people just panic, and then all the cars fly off the road. As soon as there's like the first snowflake. You're gonna need. Full moon fear. She got her revenge. All right, Star Wars. Do you guys know your job? Hint, he's all the way on the right. I'm sure he does. You cannot lie. That's the first time I drew them like in a space suit. Poor Chewie. I got criticism for this one because someone pointed out that in the earlier movies he lost his legs. So he should have like little robot things. But he's just a hairy white guy. See the gradient in the pool? You don't want to go on that side. Poor Johnny. Salacious looks a little upset. There's all the stuff. You know what I noticed? That Star Wars has all these incredible aliens, but they don't have a grade in it. So, there's these kids, you can't come in our true form. Out. So poor grades, not welcome in all those aliens. I like the hairy chest. I don't know if that would be Darth Vader would have that. I think that's what his butt would look like. Of course. This one was fun to draw. I like that one. I'm a big Star Wars nerd. Okay, now for the other side. Mixing a lot of metaphors. See, he's reading his mind. He's cheating. He's got a good hand. Now he's performing it on himself because he came into the room. Oh, this is one you saw. This one I was happy with. Okay. Sometimes I get the I don't get it. Do you get this one?
Yeah.
Time, right? The fourth dimension. And I got retweeted a few times by 3D printer people, so they love that one. They kinda get it. This one I didn't understand. Somebody came up with the idea and they said try it just as an experiment. Do you know that book Leviathan? It's a 16th century political philosopher his name is Thomas Hobbes. Holy moly. Gave me a headache just thinking. Here's just some of my favorite cartoons that I did over the years. This one did very well. They abduct themselves. Yeah, that's his book like, or her book. I'm a car guy, so I like that. He doesn't look happy. You gotta be a certain age to get that one. This one did pretty well. Somebody, a lot of people argue that fire was the most important. Like I said, I'm a car guy. I like to wheel. Oh, this was popular too. If you don't like what it says, just move. A little lower gravity will help. He really does look like Spider-Man, right? You know what's, I don't know if you guys noticed, but as that progressed over the years, I think every artist eventually starts to draw like Disney. Because at first they were kind of scary looking and so on, and they had bigger eyes, and then eventually they just looked like Disney drawing them. So that's the end game for all the cartoonists, especially myself. There he is. Just to be more specific. Oh, this was a controversial one. Let me see if I can. So this did very well, on social media. It got shared and all that good stuff. But I got a lot of hate mail saying that, look, bipolar disorder is very serious. You shouldn't, I'm like, go. I know you're angry, but 5 minutes later you'll be very happy. I didn't say that. And, here, I'm gonna complain a little bit. I submitted this to the New Yorker, and then they gave me a nice rejection letter, as they always do. And I don't know if it's coincidence or what, but a few weeks later they did a similar one where a polar bear looks sad, and they say, "Oh, don't mind him, he's bipolar." And I said, "Oh man, I don't know." So, but what am I gonna do? By the way, I'm terrified of these movies. I can't watch them. I have my ex-girlfriend's mother gave me The Fourth Kind. Have you ever heard of that movie?
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's kind of like a Blair Witch Project. It looks like a handheld video. And then at one point, one of the Ack-ives like floats out of the bed. And I'm like, okay, turn it off. I can't watch it. So, and yet it's funny that I draw these guys, but mine are kind of cute. I hope. All right, and here we go. One last one for Georgia. So, if you guys want to ask me something or tell me to quit while I'm ahead.
So I noticed on some of yours you have captions and some you don't. Like when you're creating it, when do you make the determinate? Because I'm just asking because some of them I thought personally from my lame perspective that maybe it didn't need the caption.
Yeah.
So how do you make that determination?
I don't know. Like you kind kind of like a feeling, you know, you just feel like it'll work well. And then the idea, typically I have the idea with a caption or without. So they come together. And then the ideas come with, like, you make like an idea like a sitcom. So I think of a situation, like, I don't know, being in a drugstore. Excuse me. And then you go from there, and then you know, what would the aliens be doing in the drugstore? What would they be buying? You know, what would happen if they bought Viagra? Why would they want that? You know, something like that. And then the situation presents itself, and then either they're talking amongst themselves, or you know, especially if there's somebody's hurt or not alive anymore, I wouldn't have a caption. They would be there. You know. So that would probably be one of the things, you know, that I would determine not to have it. And then I like to try to make them without it, because I find it more challenging without the caption. And I like to tease it out. You know, people like puzzles and clues, and so I would rather have it without a caption.
Good. I can turn the lights on if you're
Okay, sure.
the slideshow.
Yeah, that's it. How did I do with time? Was it
10 minutes.
All right. So okay.
If you just want to lean in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ah.
So you know, then finally I came to this con, which is incredible, you know, and I thought it'd be a good venue. And then of course the ultimate goal, like I said before, is to become syndicated, and then you can make a living out of it. Because right now, you know, it's hard to make a living. And then there's only one or two big syndicates left in the United States. And all the big name cartoons are under these umbrellas, like Universal Features, and now they have theaters and movies and movie houses and studios. So it's really coalesced and very difficult to get in. And I'm on this one page called GoComics.com. And then unknowns like myself, you can pay money, and then you're on a side of their site where unknown cartoonists can put up their work, and you can be seen next to Marmaduke and Garfield and whomever else, and Peanuts, and then show yourself to a wider audience, and you're hoping that they would pick you up and then syndicate you, and then once in a while people make that leap into the paid side, which is the goal, and some people said maybe it's not a good idea to do aliens. Excuse me. It's a very much of a niche. People don't really get it. They don't like them. And I said, that's not true. Why would they dislike them? And I said, do people like kitchen utensils because of SpongeBob? Like, oh, well, I love sponges, so I'm gonna love SpongeBob, right? I mean, you gotta, right? It doesn't matter what's how many wacky cartoons out there, like inanimate objects or something, right? I mean, so that was my argument. I said, I'm gonna stick with it. And how many dog and cat cartoons? It's just like I see that they make it, and then they're always like another dog and cat cartoon. Same idea, the mean cat, the dopey dog. So I thought this was a neat subject matter, and it's also controversial within the UFO community. I was interviewed a few times on like podcasts and things like that, and I was put on with a panel of doctors. One was an astrobiologist, and the other one was an astrophysicist. And me. And I'm like, hi, and then they didn't like me, and you're making fun of us, and this is it's already, people mock this community already, you're making it worse. And I said, I like it. I said, you have to be willing to be, take yourself not too seriously either, right? I mean, any subject, whatever. If you're an astronomer or I don't know, a bus driver, whatever it is, you have to poke fun at yourself. So that was one time that it was a pretty uncomfortable interview. They were kind of ganging up on me. And I'm sitting there, on Skype with my headphones, like getting yelled at. That was pretty. Any other questions that I can, or feedback? Something I could do better? Yes?
I want to apologize. I don't know who you are, but you're funny as hell. I mean,
All right.
I can't believe it. Like, really? This is lucky. It's lucky. I'm fortunate.
Oh, thank you. You just made my day. Thank you. Yeah. And I used to be very fearful of speaking in front of people, and then it just went away. I don't know. And then, friendly faces, and now I like it. I won't shut up. But, and thankfully the ideas keep coming. And then I have at home a drawer full of drawings, sketches and so on. And I have a friend of mine who works at the local library, he keeps bringing me sketchbooks. People just drop them off now. Nobody wants books, And especially young people, like they're like, "Book, get out of here," Is it available on the iPad, or online? Can I get it that way? Nobody wants physical books anymore. So, a little late, $1 short to that. With my giant books that I'm carrying around. But in some way, I'm giving it away by putting it online. right now, the page, if you guys want, you can take one of these cards. Come to Facebook, and every day I post a new one, and then I have a newsletter, and I mail them out on the newsletter. And then somewhat well-known, 17,500 followers on Facebook. I was like, wow. And George Takei, he's one of them, Mr. Subu. I did one where the aliens are protesting, remember during the Occupy Wall Street movement? So they're on Occupy, like Down with Gravity, Chewbacca for President, and then one says gray rights. And he's a big proponent of gay rights, so he liked that one. Yeah. So that was nice, and he put it on his page, and he has millions of followers.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a great exposure.
What about Gray Lives Matter?
Gray Lives Matter, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes I gotta be careful too,
Yeah, you gotta
because
be
you're trivializing it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, oh, God.
So you gotta.
Yeah, so I don't know, like some subjects, like I had one idea with Jesus, I didn't want to do it, so I better not, and you have to be careful too. I did one where a cow is parting the waters of the Red Sea, and the aliens are following behind, and the caption is Moses. And some people say, careful, don't go there, because they are offended or I've gone too far. So I pulled it back a little. But I noticed, like, those young web comments, they're pretty edgy. They're pretty, mean-spirited and edgy. So I don't know what the right balance is. I'd like to be family-friendly. I want the kids to like it too, like newspaper-ish. But, some people say, oh, you have to be edgier. You got to push the boundaries a little bit and offend people. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. Which ones appeal to you guys? Like, do you like the edgier ones or more slapstick, goofy? A good mix? Oh, that's good. Some people had the idea, they said, you don't have a recurring character, like Fred the Alien, with a mustache. Because that's what people like. They want to see a character that recurs. And I said, okay, but I go back to Gary Larson. He never had, none of his characters showed back again. You just saw a cow or a guy, a pharmacist or whatever. And then I said, this is somewhere in the middle, because they are recurring, but part of the appeal is that they're almost like clones, and I made some jokes about that they're quite identical.
I wish I had gotten the Leviathan joke, because I love things like this. It's a little bit of an in-joke. You have to know some background about it.
Yeah.
And that's more an homage to the community than being offensive.
Oh, good. I'm glad you feel that way. I mean, I think you have to have a sense of humor about it. Why not? And I thought it was such an interesting subject, and I'm surprised how deep it is. And then when you juxtapose the aliens with other subjects, it becomes very interesting. These very highly intelligent beings with, us poor humans, dopey and, jealous and, greedy. And when you imbibe them with those qualities, I think it's funny. Like, why does that guy in black have a 5 o'clock shadow? People found it funny that the aliens would have a 5 o'clock shadow. Of course, did the deserted island, and then of course he's got the 5 o'clock shadow on there. But you imbibe them with those human qualities, and it kind of works, I think. And thanks again to the viewers, but he's wearing that famous pin. You see, he has the pin. I had to put it on later, because somebody said he's missing his pin. So I went back. One of my professors in school, he said, what's great about computer artwork is the canvas and the oil paint never dries. So you can go back and correct it. And a few times, I would put up a cartoon and somebody came up with such a witty, funny caption. I went back and I said, that's better. So that's what's amazing. You get that crowdsourcing. So first time a little guy can get that power of the web coming to you, with people doing these captions. And I did a few caption contests, and they are so funny. And because everybody's got some brilliant idea. And a big part of it are UFO people and alien people who particularly like that subject matter. But some people are just comic fans, people who like comics. This month is Inktober, hashtag Inktober. So I learned hashtag.
We got
so
like
I learned
one.
hashtag in 1 minute. And so that was a good way to reach people who are outside of the UFO community. And then, that was a nice way to broaden, hopefully, the appeal of aliens. So that's it.
Do you do Instagram?
Yeah, I do. I'm Instagram. It's all on this here. I'll show you. You guys can come up with these things. All the. What am I on? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Go Comments, my eyesight's failing, and my own website, of course. And now I'm on Google Plus. Somebody wrote, please go on Google Plus. There's so few of us here. So then I quickly threw them up there, So I said Google Plus. I'd like to see that. like
You're gonna get a little
MySpace.
cart? Tell me what I get.
Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.